Warning, this show contains adult language, so viewer and listener discretion is advised. Welcome to another edition of Up and In. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what the show is about, it's entirely dedicated to improving quality of life for both people and planet through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life raw. Today's episode 198 is making the best with what you have, what you got. The background noise is my F-350 pickup truck. It's my work commute, and usually when we're not so busy, we can actually stationary do our podcasts, so that there's not this background noise. But we're doing with the best with what we got, which is the theme of today. So the best that I've got, because I live tiny with 2 children, I've got no place to really record. So I have to kind of make do with what I've got, and that's my mobile studio. And yeah, hopefully that sound isn't too put off for you guys, but I wanted to get into it. That's the feel that we have here today, is making the best of what you've got, utilizing what you do have, taking control of what you have, you're able to control. So yes, the inspiration for this show was yesterday. I was sitting on my tailgate on my pickup truck. It was the end of the day, work day, evenings, the sun's going down, and I have a garden, a system that I've invented. For those of you who are just tuning in, it's called the Biodegradable Container Gardening System, and I have it hanging. It's a suspended garden system, and there's these 5-gallon sort of pot deals that are hanging, and I've got about maybe 40 of them, believe it or not, in my tiny little space. And in that space, I have such things as green onions. I have cherry tomatoes and mint, peppermint, and things like that. Some microgreens. And yesterday, as I was just sitting there, just kind of contemplating what I'm doing in life. Podcast shows. That's kind of what I do, is I just think and try to get some inspiration for both life and for the show. And meanwhile, while I'm sitting there, I was watching my special needs daughter just kind of run her hands up the shafts of the onions, and she was just kind of directing them and kind of putting them into themselves, like kind of forming them. And she was just kind of squeezing them and experiencing what it is. And it's just so beautiful. It just keeps reminding me of, we live stationary in an RV park in a tiny house. We live very simple. We live way below our wages. We have plenty of emergency funds. We have investment money. We have all kinds of things. That's what the show is about, is trying to help people out and do things differently. But to finish on that story, just looking how gorgeous it was to see my daughter just stroking the onions, and she actually took one and bit the top of it, and just kind of tasted it. Of course, she spit it out. She's like, "Oh, that's not good," But I've watched her pick tomatoes off the little cherry tomatoes and just eat them right there in this tiny little space. And what bothers me is making the best of what we got. Is sometimes my mentality gets, and I'm like, "What the hell am I doing, man? I should just get a house and pay triple the amount of money I'm paying here. Why am I trying to save money? Is this conducive to our lives?" And then I see little things like that, and it really just wakes me up to, you know what? This isn't that bad. Excuse me. I got to sneeze. I almost started crying. I got so passionate about it. No, it's very actually beautiful. The other story I wanted to tell you guys is it's raining, and I created this giant canopy that goes over my outdoor living space right outside my tiny house, aka travel trailer. And there's little drops of water coming off, and we're all huddled in there. Me and my youngest daughter we're outdoors people, so even in the winter, but we live in Sunnyside, California, where weather's pretty mild. Expensive to live here, full of taxes, and very weird, and all the restrictions. But anyways, watching the little raindrops come off a chain that I have there for my blinds, and my daughter just sticking her finger on it and just playing with the water. Something so simple. And I think that's what my special needs daughter always teaches me, and I hope to impart on you guys, is that sometimes it's just the simple stuff. She laid little buckets out to capture all the rainwater. For what use, I have no idea. But she was just into this thing, into this play for like an hour. And it just reminds me of how much we complicate things and how much we run around and try to just basically, I think we overcomplicate a lot of things, and we think that a lot of problems are worse than what they actually are, when if we just sit back and just kind of let go and give up on a lot of these ideas and these so-called unwritten laws, these laws that are here, and just actually just be. And that's what my daughter, That's what she teaches me. I want to talk about our days off. What do we do, like living in this area? You see, life could be better, living tiny in an RV park. You literally have somebody else's open window about 10 feet away from you, depending on where you're sitting at. I would like to defend this, though, to say that if you are an outdoors person, and I service a lot of the wealthy people out here in San Diego, Sunnyside, California, and a lot of these houses are they're butt up. There's about a 10-foot space in between them. So if somebody happens to open their living room window and you're sitting on your balcony, it's the same thing. You can hear everything that they're saying. You can hear their television. I think it's very strange, because I was in that mentality like, oh man, we should, if I got a house, maybe it'd be better. And I looked at like mobile homes and just this day to day. I'm driving right now and I'm looking at these houses, and there's some of them that they're probably like 5 feet away from each other. I mean, you can literally toss a roll of toilet paper if you so chose to. But getting back to the point then was that, you know what? Okay, well, what are we going to do on our days off? And I call this Ice Cream Saturday, BBQ Saturday / So my kids know I don't really go out a lot. I'm a single dad, and I got a special needs kid, so there's not really many relationships I think that I can probably qualify for. But other than that, I really don't. I just kind of stick to myself, especially with the pandemic and everything. But even before that, life just stayed the same for us. So we really simplified things down, and we brought out food and drink and song and dance and things on Saturday. Saturday's the one day off. It's the only day I really... I try to limit for my kids to actually have sugar. So I give them like a popsicle or, a scoop of ice cream. But we always switch things up, and I always ask my kids, what do you guys want for BBQ Saturday? Should we do barbecue chicken, barbecued asparagus? And lately, I got a Ninja Foodie, so it's really cool. We did an entire head of cauliflower. And we took the entire head of cauliflower, put some mayonnaise, like light drizzle of mayonnaise all over, and kind of brushed it all in, used some seasoning, salt, and paprika, and pepper, and salt, and stuff like that. And we air fried it in the air fryer in this little Ninja Foodie thing. You flip it upside down, and then you air fry it again. You can get olive oil, whatever. It really gets through all the holes and everything. I like to flip it one more time and really get it to where it's almost burnt. It's crunchy. It tastes really good. But it's just little foods like that we sit and we just enjoy. One of my favorite things to do on a Saturday is to smoke something, like some meats. I'll get like a tri-tip or some salmon or lamb or whatever have you. Ribs is my kid's favorite. My gut just can't handle that though. But 6 hours we do 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so it's a 6-hour process where we smoke them for 3 hours, fat side up, wrap them in foil, fat side down. Take them out, 1 hour up, so 3, 2, 1, you get perfect ribs, and the smell and the enticement, it's building up, you can smell it, the whole neighborhood gets excited. So yeah, it's really cool and we're saving money. I mean, we'll eat a big old giant rack of ribs a piece with some like asparagus, which is expensive, and artichokes and things like that. One of my favorites is chop a bunch of vegetables and smoke them, believe it or not, like mushrooms, bell peppers, onions, garlic, whatever you want. Throw it in there, zucchini, put it inside of a Pyrex dish, because we don't like to use plastic here at the Up and In It Show family, and just stick that on the bottom rack of your smoker, and the smoke will intermingle with the vegetables. Drizzle a little olive oil and seasonings, and it's just wonderful. So yeah, just kind of messing around, and drinks I think is one of my favorite parts of it. I've gone out, again, I don't really go out, and the whole thing I try to teach people is to save money for retirement, for investments, for emergency funds, whatever you have in the bike. And it doesn't mean that living below your wage too means that you just, it's completely shit. I have mentioned in a lot that it's called eating shit, and there's a reason for it, but it's not like you're eating shit, it's just, eating shit to me is like, what I have is a bunch of mixed different alcohols. I can mix myself a Long Island iced tea, I can make myself a vodka tonic. I've got a little bit of everything. I spent about $300-400 and got myself, I panic bought, okay? Jesus Christ. They said there was going to be a shortage, and I went crazy, and I panic bought. Fuck the toilet paper. I was like, I need some alcohol to deal with this fucking pandemic. So I got a little bit of some caffeine-free Coke, some whiskey sour mix. Yeah, okay, there, I said it. Jeez, now we got that out. But I don't go to bars, and it's not really safe. Who wants to drink and drive, lose your license and stuff? So, when I had the Mama Strega around, that's what we do on Saturdays is we'd hang out and just have drinks and barbecue and food. And it's a lovely thing. I mix some specialty stuff without alcohol, of course, for like my daughters. I'll make like a pina colada with just the sugary part in it, mix some lime, put a little sliver of, like a round sliver of lime with a straw on it for her, make it all fancy. I ain't got no those little bamboo umbrellas or anything like that, but she gets all excited about it. We get the little cherries and stuff. Yeah, and we just sit back and really have a good time. And I would tell you this, guys, is that a lot of the money that you think that you need to spend, even with other people, not just children, but I want to talk about my kids right now. This goes with adults. Most people on this planet, you will find, don't really give a shit about what's the movie, even the drinks that we have. Although the drinks, that's for me, not for them. It makes me feel better. When you start interacting with them and you're able to sit there and play like hide and go seek, for instance, with my youngest daughter, both my daughters. I don't think the oldest one will do it now, but I would say, do you want to play hide and go seek? And they would drop their phones, whatever they were doing, their iPads, and it's like, we're playing hide and go seek. We had level 1, which means it's only in the house. Level 2, you can go in the backyard. Level 3, you could go anywhere. We're at level 3. We'd yell it, change up, level 3, on the roof, whatever, making up all kinds of games. But yeah, my oldest daughter now, she wants to be an artist. She loves drawing. She loves playing guitar. And because of my low overhead life, living below my wage, it affords me time and money. I bought a really, really nice acoustic guitar. She's playing my Stevie Ray Vaughan guitar that I used to play when I was in bands, when I used to be cool, when I was something before I'm this flappy old fucking wrinkly man. I used to be a twinkly. Now I'm just wrinkly, I know. But yeah, my daughter, I'll sit down and I'll just start drawing with her. And she'll stop everything. She just wants to spend time with me, and we'll just kind of, as we're drawing, talk about shit and then I hear her playing the guitar, and it fills my heart and my soul to see somebody doing something so meaningful. The power of music, to me, is one of the most powerful things you can have in life. And the exploration, if you need science will actually prove that it expands the mind. And a lot of people who are geniuses, unlike me, are very smart. The music's just like I don't know, it opens up the neural pathways. So yeah, it's beautiful. And if we have to watch movies, what's really nice is that sometimes I like to teach my kids stuff, so I'm selective of which type of movies I watch. My oldest, I got home early from work the other day, last week actually, and I turned her on to the movie called Lord of the Flies. I think it's made in 1990, and really trippy, heavy-duty movie. And I want to take an excerpt from that movie. I think I've already talked about this in the show. Yeah, I already did. But anyways, I'll do it again because it's my show. I get to do what I want, right? Hell breaks loose. These little boys are stranded there, and it's just the little boys. And all the other boys went crazy, and there's only 2 left that are trying to make some sense. And everything just fell to shit. And one of the little boys turns to the other and goes, "What's happened? We did everything that the adults would do. Why isn't it working?" Right? Because our systems don't work, right? Our ways of our relationships, romantic friendships, our kids, relationships to ourselves, it's not working. It's just we keep trying to hit it. But I don't want to go too much into that one. But we are running out of time here. Boy, I got a hell of a lot more stuff on here too. Breathing, making the best of what you got. As a martial artist who said by doing breathing exercise, he's excelled by 15%. He's performing better. 15%. That's a large number. Numbers vary everywhere. But just to actually sit there and breathe, make the best of what you got with health. I'm just spitting these all out because I'm almost on 15 minutes here. I can't really exercise in the mornings anymore, going for my runs. If I have my daughter because she's sleeping, she's special needs. So I stationary exercise. I do flapjacks or whatever, jumping jacks. Well, jumping jacks get rid of the flapjacks, on my belly. But I'll do like yoga poses, and I'll jog just in one place. And I'll make the best with what I have. And I guess I got all kinds of stuff on this notes I'd love to share with you guys. But fortunately, posting this many times a week, we ain't got the capacity. I pay to do this podcast, so I can't, my budget's not allowing me to do more. But we're on 15 minutes, guys, and it's about the passion, and it's about waking up and doing the best that you can with what you have. Just like me podcasting in this truck. I hope it doesn't, the background noise isn't too horrible. I've listened to them. It sounds like it's not too bad. You can hear the message, and I think that's what's the most important thing in life, right? Is hearing a damn good, fucking decent information, a message that's actually true and means something. And the feeling that you get inside yourself, knowing that, life could be fucking better. But you know what? I'm going to deal with what I got. I'm going to make the best of it. And then, in fact, I'm going to start utilizing what I have to make myself better in the future. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And hopefully you guys will follow along. You guys will actually see how I made all these things happen. And that life isn't really that bad. The life's actually pretty fucking good. It's just a change of perspective, as we always say. So, guys, really helps me out. If you guys like this show, give me a thumbs up, middle finger, thumbs down, comment, review me if you can. That'll help me in the podcast sector. It gives this show some momentum. Let me see if you guys want if you guys have some suggestions, or you guys want to tell me how much I suck or whatever, or future shows, upandititshow@gmail.com. So guys, Up and In It, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and also anywhere you can find the podcast. Now, as I always say, go out there and have yourself a near-life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up. Live it, love it, own it, and bone it, my friends.